Today I'm going to do a little unboxing of a type I haven't done before. I mostly collect Space Marines, specifically Deathwatch. I did an unboxing not too long ago with kind of a Astra Militarum, the Christmas box that was released by Games Workshop in December 2020. Well, maybe not December, but it was for the Christmas box. And it wasn't the box that I wanted. The box that I wanted was the Tau box. And so I left it out of my mind, and I started getting some alerts recently on eBay that said, "Hey, are you interested in this guy? The Starpulse Cadre." And yes, I was interested. This was the box I originally wanted. It was kind of between this and the Astra Militarum, because I do want to start a Xenos army at some point. I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that yet. But I saw it, there wasn't a ton left, and I thought, if I'm ever going to start a Tau army, it's going to be with this kit. At least I think. I don't know enough about Tau to make a good purchasing decision, but I know that this was a pretty decent value box, and it's got a bunch of stuff that I will probably need. It looks like it's got infantry, a couple of drones that apparently Tau use, and a bunch of cool mechas. And at the end of the day, with Tau, it kind of comes down to all these cool mechas. And this thing, I don't know what that is. I don't think it's a transport vehicle because there's two pilots with an open cockpit. Anyway, I got it. It was reasonably priced. Yes, I'm still a little salty that I couldn't buy this from my Games Workshop store locally. And yes, I'm a little salty that, certain entities were able to buy a bunch of these and then sell them at their own price. But whatever, it's the hobby. It's been this way for a while, apparently. So, love it or leave it, right? Here it is. Let's take a look at the Starpulse Cadre. We're going to take a look at all the sprues included in this box. In case you want to get one of the few that still are out there. We'll do a quick unboxing. And it didn't come with the cellophane cover. It was advertised as new in box. But I feel like it's been opened before. Oh my. I have no idea what these bases are for. Maybe this is for drones? I don't know. They're tiny. These tiny little bases, these tiny little bases don't say what size they are. Maybe I can see in the instruction manual, but they're pretty small. Maybe 20 millimeters, maybe. It does say 2006, is that right? Yeah. Games Workshop 2006. So, it's kind of an older plastic part. So let's see what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so here's all the instruction manuals. There's one for the Broadside Battlesuit, one for the XV8 Crisis Battlesuits. I thought those were Roman numerals but then you wouldn't use Roman numerals and then an Arabic numeral at the end of that. So XV8 Crisis Battlesuit. So the instruction guide for that. Pathfinder team. We have the XV88 Broadside Battlesuit. Looks like that big mecha in this kit. We've got the Fire Warriors. Looks like Strike Team or Breacher Team. I have no idea what the difference is between them. And the TX4 Piranha. Alright. And we've got a bunch, well, not even a bunch, just we have a few vehicle decals and a few infantry decals. I don't know that this is going to be enough decals for all these guys, but whatever. And yeah, this box really does look like it was rifled through. This is not a completely completely new box. Someone bought it, opened it, went through some stuff, and I guess decided they didn't want it, and so they resold it on eBay. I don't know. We have these two bases, which probably are for like big mech suits. We have 3 of these. These are probably for some kind of hero or some characters. And one of these. So we have a small variety of bases. A bunch of these flyer bases. Huh. That's weird. So yeah, a bunch of these flyer bases, which, if I'm being honest, I'll probably replace with something different if I ever get around to building these, which I hope to. So let's put the stuff in here. So I thought I'd jump in before transitioning to this next section to kind of explain what is happening. So I had initially shot the video, right out of the box, showing all the pieces, but it was a little unsatisfying, kind of showing off all the pieces, kind of doing this and having the camera still go in and out of focus. I thought I'd just be a bit more careful with the focus, so I've reshot that footage in a more stable format so that now we can see all the pieces. But even after acknowledging all that, I should point out that so when you assemble, when you get the kit, you open it up, there's a bunch of sprues kind of on top, there's the instruction manuals on the bottom, and then the flight stands and the bases and stuff kind of jingling around at the bottom. Some of them are loose and some of them are kind of together. I'm not sure how much of that is because the person that I bought it from kind of opened it up and kind of rifled through the contents, or maybe Games Workshop just kind of threw stuff in there. I don't know. And I don't know really if it's complete until I assemble everything. Maybe I'm missing some stands, maybe I'm not. Who knows? But I've never played Tau before, so I don't know what I'm looking at exactly. And there's no real good way, excuse me, and there's no real good way of knowing what sprue goes to which kit. Well, I say no good way. You can figure it out, but there's no easy way of doing it. So if I was a complete noob and this is my starting kit, I'm gonna have a bad time. So what I've done is to look at each sprue, find a part on the sprue that corresponds to one of the instruction manuals, which only works if they're numbered. Thankfully, most of these sprues have numbers on them. The only one that doesn't have numbers on them is the vehicle, the little speeder, and that's really easy to figure out. Which one, what sprue goes to which instruction manual. So I'm saying all this just as a caveat because I may have associated one of the sprues with the wrong manual. So if I have, please forgive me. That wasn't the intent. It was the best I could do with what little I know about Tau. Honestly, all I know is that they're blue-ish sometimes. The greater good. They kind of look like Voldemort. And if you were going to find a good guy in the Warhammer 40k universe, it's probably the Tau, although they have their own kind of ruthlessness to them. So that's it. That's all I know about Tau. Also, they're shooty. They don't really like to go hand to hand. So, having said all that, here are the sprues. Thought I'd switch it up a bit so that we can get a better look at the parts that are included in the sprue. This is the sprue that I believe is intended for the Pathfinder team. I think it's just this one, but I could be mistaken. I have limited experience with the Tau, so we'll just kind of go through and take a look at what is offered here. So we've got a bunch of arms with some of these rifles. I think these are called, what, the pulse rifles or something like that. There's a couple of Gribblies that go into on the belt of the Tau. Here are Tau helmets. Here are Tau torsos. I'm not quite sure what those are. Could those be pistols or just maybe some kind of armor decoration? Maybe that could be like a grenade thing. This, it's another belt doohickey. Here's just some more, what looks like armor decorations. Some more of that. There's an arm, and the Tau is holding, I'm not sure what he's holding. Maybe it's some kind of sensor pod or something. These are the backs of some angry Tau. They look a little Voldemort-y. Maybe it's just the lack of nose, but they look a bit like Voldemort. Some more weapons, another hand with what must be a tricorder. That's probably what it is. This is Warhammer 40k Star Trek crossover time. Here are some Tau legs. So you can see how they have slightly different poses. Some of them are kind of resting on their knee, taking better aim. You have some here, some more arms, some more weapons, kind of repeats. Some more armor decorations, some more torsos, and some more helmets. You see I already lost one. It's not lost, it's in the box. It just fell out as I handled this. The sprue, the piece just kind of fell off the sprue. Some more assault weapons with Tau hands just kind of pulling on that trigger. Some more armor decorations, pistols in holsters. I don't know if this is a different part of a weapon or if it's some kind of spear. I'm not quite sure. This is a different handheld weapon. It almost looks like a sniper rifle of some sort. Some kind of rail gun or something like that. Some more decorations, I'm guessing. I dropped another piece off of this sprue. I think it was one of the sensor pods that goes on one of these drones. Some more legs. And I think this, I'm not sure this is part of the drone or part of this, I think it's called the recon. Yeah, I think it's part of this recon drone. Along with its weapon, kind of some kind of, I think it was called a pulse carbine or pulse something. Well, whatevs. I think it's part of this model. It's like a Gatling laser of some sort. Some more, like a scabbard. This is another type of rifle. And some more armor decorations. So it looks fairly straightforward, except that I don't really know what's happening here. So I'm pretty sure this is the only sprue for the Pathfinder team. Let's take a look at the sprue for the XV85 or 86 Battlesuit. I guess there's two variants. Either there's two variants or there's two suits. Now, it looks like a variant. Yeah, okay. So we'll just take a quick look at what I believe is part of the Battlesuit kit. And so I'm kind of curious to see when this was, I guess, pressed or copyrighted. Here we go. Games Workshop 2014. Alright, yeah, so it's, this kit's a little long in the tooth. We've got some armor plates. We've got, whatever, some legs or some arms. What looks like a weapon. I'm going to guess some more armor parts. Not sure what that is. That looks like a head. That may be the face of the mech. Here's another head thing. Maybe that's an alternate head. I'm not sure. Here's like, it looks like a sensor pod. Here's another one of those rifle deals. Let's see if this has an indication of what I'm looking at. It looks to be a high output burst cannon. Okay, that's what that's called, burst cannon. This is probably a shoulder. This is probably some kind of armor panel. Again here, some sensor pods. Here's the torso. That's pretty recognizable as a chest piece. That probably is the back piece holding the power plant. Here's a cool looking hand. That looks pretty mechy. And whatever that is. Oh, look at that! We've got a hand pointing. He's saying, "You over there. I'm going to warm you up with my lasers." And here's the other part that I believe goes to this model. And I'm pretty sure it goes to this model because of this. This is a piece of junk that goes on the base. So you can see how he's standing on there. It's the only one that I've seen with it. This is kind of a hefty one. It's a TX4 Piranha for the Tau Empire. One of the interesting things that I noticed was this is it looks like a vehicle, maybe some kind of speeder. Maybe this is a fast attack. Oh yeah, it's a fast attack. But it has a place for two drones, so the speeder carries the drones. That was an interesting design element. I hadn't noticed that. So it looks like the drones are part of the vehicle, but it also kind of looks like maybe they can be launched off of it. I'm not entirely sure. So the drones themselves have vehicles, and then the vehicle itself has a single armament. It's whatever weapon that is, and I think it's replaceable or swappable. I can't really tell. So here's the kit itself. It's pretty simple, actually. It's got this top part, the top hull. This is the bottom hull. I went through this instruction manual and just kind of figured out what pieces go to where. These are the wings, the wing assembly, and here where the drones will go, which are right there. These are the engine cowlings. What is this? Probably another part of or maybe the sides. Yeah, so this is here's the dudes in the cockpit. You can see the legs. Not quite sure what that is. And some cabin decorations for the vehicle. Here's the Tau pilot's navigator. Looks like some control panels, some shoulder pads, some arms. Here's that high burst cannon thing. And these are the weapons that go on the drones. And this is another one of the, I guess this is the primary weapon that you see. Here are the legs or the feet for our Tau friends. Yeah, so it's a relatively simple model in terms of it's, there's just very few pieces, and the instruction manual is like literally just a few just like one page. This says this Games Workshop 2005, so you can see we're going back in time quite a bit. In fact, back in time far enough that there's no part numbers to this, so it's not particularly noob friendly. I won't take that as a personal attack, even though I do feel just a little bit personally attacked. Right, here's the kit for the Tau Empire Fire Warriors. I guess you can make it either a strike team or a breacher team. I don't know the difference. I'm assuming it has something to do with their weapons mix. But I've identified these 2 sprues, or maybe 1, 2, 3 sprues, depending on how you count it. But this is how it was packaged, so that's how I'm going to try it. And I could tell that these sprues belong to this instruction manual because of the presence of this turret, this weapons support system. It has these little rockets, and there they are. So I knew it was an infantry sprue, but I was having trouble figuring out if this was the Fire Warriors or the Pathfinder team. So this helps me figure it out. I may be wrong, but when is that not the case? So we'll start with these guys. This sprue here has a mix of weapons that looks like a longer range or a sniper variant of their base weaponry. Here's called tactical support turret. Okay, so that's what this is, tactical support turret. So you see the parts. This is kind of the back of that same thing. You've seen some more weapons. You see some Tau shoulder pads. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. I'm not sure what that is. I guess maybe it's part of the drones, or maybe it's part of that support turret. I'm not entirely sure, but it's probably parts of the drone. Same thing there. Got a couple of like armor decorations, a bunch more shoulder pads. Not quite sure what that is. It looks like some kind of weapon variant, but it might be. Oh, maybe it's like the top part of this turret thing system. I don't know. Here's a hole. Here's some drones. Here's some more weapons for Tau. There's a lot of nice detail on this. It's going to be fun to kind of to paint these and rely on washes to really sink into those little cracks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning how to paint Tau. It's going to be the same techniques, obviously, but applied differently. So that should be nice. It should be nice. These look like some backpacks for our Tau friends. Here are some helmets. Notice how none of these fell off as I'm touching them. These are the backs of helmetless Tau. Here they go. One angry guy, one calm guy, another grimacing guy. This guy's pretty sure he's chewing tobacco. That's a bad habit, Mr. Tau. We've got some legs. So these are kind of multi-part legs. Okay, so some are multi-part and some are already pre-posed. That's interesting. I don't know what these things are. They can't be backpacks unless the strike team and breacher team have different kinds of backpacks. That might be a thing. Some arms. Here's another arm with the Tau infantry unit. Has a magazine he's replacing. This Tau is holding something else. Maybe a grenade or something. Some more weapons with some arms attached. Additional weapons with arms attached, and then these long variants. Here are the backs of these Tau models. We have these little like magazines, or I'm sorry, clips of rounds, which is weird. So they have clips here, but this guy's holding a mag. I don't know what the deal is. So maybe these are special rounds that they're strapped to their body somehow, with some Tau version of Velcro. Hook and loop system, sorry. Here's some more weaponry. Here's some pistols in holsters. That's a nice touch. Some more of those weapons. Some Tau legs. Some more weapons and arms. And you'll see here there's a bunch of these little armor decorations. So you've got like these little clips where you have these little, looks like sensor pods or sensor antenna. Don't know what that is. Maybe it's some kind of optics. Another pistol. There's a sword or a long, I guess maybe a short sword, long knife, and a scabbard. Yeah, so there's a nice amount of detail, but they're not overly complicated. Should be a nice job. Oh, I'll stick this back in there. All right. This is the highlight of the entire box, I think. When you talk mechs, you typically aren't talking small mechs. You're talking big honkin' mechs. And this guy seems to be the biggest thing in this kit. I don't know if Tau make anything bigger. They might. But this thing is pretty huge. So it's the mech with 2 drones, and it's got optional weapon systems. So you can use this in this gigantic, like railgun looking thing, plus some, I think that's plasma weaponry, or you can just go missile, missile, missile. Oh, and missile. That should be interesting. So the other thing that's interesting about these kits is that it's not like these mechs come with like, here's an arm, here's a leg, here's a torso. It's you build the arms and legs and the torso from a bunch of smaller parts. It's an interesting approach. It's a little bit more labor intensive for the hobbyist, but I suspect it might give you some more posing options. At least I hope. I've never put one of these together, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But that's the hope, that since you have smaller pieces, you can make incremental changes in the overall look of the model by making smaller changes in the position of each of the small pieces. I'm going to play around with that when I get a chance to build this guy. So this is probably some part of the arms or legs, maybe part of the head, some more parts of the armor. Here's the 2 drones, or maybe these are parts of the drone body or weapon systems. I'm not sure. It's probably drone body. Here's some, I guess, different face optic options. And here's the, kind of the main attraction is this weapon system. I think this is that missile system that he's got in his hands here, along with an optic. Here's the kind of the main body of that gun. Here's probably the other half of that gun. Wait, is this the whole thing? It might be halves, I'm not sure. Because this model is holding 2, and so maybe this comes together as one, but I don't see an alternate, like an additional one. So maybe it's one for each arm. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what that is, but it looks like, if that's a missile of some sort, that'd be cool. This is probably, oh, what is that? It's not a torso. Oh, I think it's part of this. I think this is a missile launch system. If I look at his shoulder, so that's kind of cool. I mean, here's the main attraction, really, is this huge gun. Don't know what, you know what, I do want to know what it's called. Heavy rail rifle. And this was the 2 high-yield missile pods. I'm not entirely sure how one would swap these systems. I think you actually have to set this in stone or in glue or plastic cement, whichever one you use, because I don't see a good way of, unless you magnetize at the arms. I don't know. This would be challenging to magnetize, and I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but I might just assemble it in one piece because this looks complicated, man. Here's some of those plasma weapons. I don't know what that dome is about. Some more optics. Those are parts of the model somehow. I keep seeing this thing. Oh, these are the sensor pods that go on the drone tops. Okay, that makes sense. I thought maybe they were spears of some sort, but no, they're just antenna. Here's some probably shoulder pads, some leg components, some weapons. These are probably for the drones. These are probably the thighs or the quadriceps or something. Probably some more parts of the main armor. Yeah, this build. This looks like it's going to be an intricate build, but maybe there's a trick, and maybe it's easier than I think. It strikes me as a lot of gluing and a lot of filing, but we will see. This is the last of the kits. These are the XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or Crisis Bodyguards. Don't know the difference, and I probably won't know until I buy the Tau Codex, which won't happen until Games Workshop releases the new one. But this gives us, in fact, this is where I started learning a bit about the names of the weapon types. Burst cannon, plasma rifle, flamer. Okay, I hadn't noticed the flamer, and the fusion blaster. And it talks a bit about interchangeable parts. I can't tell the difference. Well, anyway, let's just start looking at the sprue. So we've got the drone top. Yeah, okay. So this comes with a couple of drones. Looks like 2, 4, 6. So 6 drones. We've got 2, 4, and 6 drone tops. Okay, that adds up. And these are the drone sensor arrays, probably. This looks like the knee or maybe an arm. Not sure. Here's some handheld weaponry, some more appendages. This looks like one of the weapon systems. This is a plasma rifle of some sort. That burst weapon. And this is probably the torso or something. And then, so this is maybe the lower part of the chest. These are the hips. It's the front part of the chest. There's what looks like a shoulder pad. These are probably it's probably arms or something. Probably arms. There's some more torsos. So I think you're supposed to have 3 of these mech suits overall. These look like the feet of the mech. And this sprue that I just went over repeats 3 times. So far as I can tell, this sprue by itself should build 1 of these guys and 2 drones, because they are exactly the same. So we'll call that, I guess, 3 sprues? Yeah. I am not confident about how this is going to go, but I have time. I have time before I start building this guy. So I don't know. I hope if you wanted one of these, I hope you got it. I wanted one of these, and I did get it. Not the way I wanted to get it, but I did get it in the end. So that's great. There might still be some. You can find some on eBay if you're still looking for them. Otherwise, yeah, everything is available, I'm sure, individually, but it's a better price when you get them kind of in a box like this. It's a little less of a value if you know, since if you're buying it out from eBay, the price is usually a little bit higher than you would have got it from Games Workshop. But it's fine. It's all fine. Games Workshop, why do you do this to me? Why do you hurt me so? Why? Thanks for watching, everybody.